Good evening, respected counselors and students. I welcome on behalf of School of Agriculture to this teleconferencing session. Today we will be covering the Diploma program in value-added products from fruits and vegetables. We have structured into 3 sessions. The first session will be introduction to the program, and in the next 2 sessions we will be covering the block 1 and block 2. So I will start with the introduction to the program. Diploma program in value-added products from fruits and vegetables has been supported by the Ministry of Food Processing Industry. And in this program and in this session, I will be covering 3 aspects. Briefly about the open and distance learning, followed by School of Agriculture, and then on the features of the Diploma program. The learners, you must be anxious to know what is open and distance learning. This is amalgamation of 2 words. Open learning is more of philosophy and distance education is more of methodology. The philosophy is more learner-centric. You are well aware that our education system is more teacher-centric. But this philosophy gives you the freedom how to study, where to study, and self-pacing of the things is there. So this is open learning. Like one of the examples is the admission criteria. As far as this program is concerned, the admission requirement is 10+2 level. But we know that most of the target group students of this program will be 10th pass. So we have made the admission requirements have been flexible, has been made. The 10th pass students are also eligible to join. Simultaneously, if you are BPP, you are also free to join the program. Or those who are 10th pass, they can do this program by joining the BPP program. So these are the flexibility which has been structured into the program. Similarly, you can complete the program in 1 year, or you can take 4 years to complete the program. So these flexibilities have been structured into the program. The distance education is the thing where the teacher and the students are not in contact with each other. But we try to build the gap between the teacher and student through systematically designing the curriculum, the two-way communication through audio, video, and then in the study material itself we build the teacher into the system. So this is open and distance learning. That is the flexibility and that the teacher is built into the study material or through the audio video is in a brief about open and distance learning. And you can see in this slide that how the learner gets his learning experience. You can use SIM, the self-learning instructional material, assignments, then counseling. There are different modes of reaching to the students are there. As I mentioned, the focus is basically on the self-learning material, which is made more self-explanatory, self-contained, self-motivating, self-directing. It is in the other terms, the teacher is built into the study material. And then we also use very heavy the media component. You can see the IGNO is running around 6 channels. The Gyan Darshan 1 and Gyan Darshan 2 channels are the channels which are available on the DTH platform. The Gyan 2 channel is Gyan Darshan 2 channel, which is also called the interactive channel, where you can talk to the teachers like this teleconferencing session is going on. IGNO is also the nodal unit for the EduSat education satellite. We have very good resource material in form of audio programs and in form of the video programs. You can see the strength of the Indira Gandhi National Open University, which is offering you this diploma program. The university came into 1985, and within the short span it gave good acceptability and credibility to the open and distance learning. Today, around 50% of the students of the distance learners are enrolled under this program, and we are covering about 10% students of the higher education system. The university offers around 140 programs. We have 21 schools, and there are 60 regional centers, and we take the help of around 26 academic counselors throughout the country. As I was mentioning, you can see the strength of the IGNOU. We have around 13,000 audio programs and around 3,000 video programs are there. For each program, we try to prepare around 5 to 6 or more the video programs for that educational program. Now, in brief about School of Agriculture, besides this program, we are offering the program Diploma in Value Added Products from Cereal, Pulses and Oilseeds, Diploma in Dairy Technology, Diploma in Meat Technology, and then there are 2 awareness programs. The awareness programs are awareness program in dairy farming, awareness programs in value added products from fruits and vegetables. The awareness programs are more of sensitizing the farmers, the rural youth, that how to go for scientific aspects about the different programs. The other programs which we are going to launch very shortly are certificate in sericulture, certificate in organic farming, and PG certificate program in agriculture policy, PhD in agriculture extension, diploma in watershed management, PG diploma in food safety and certification, PG diploma and degree in agriculture policy. These are the programs which are under development and will be launching very shortly. These programs we have built up in collaboration with different agencies. As I was mentioning, that the diploma in value added products from fruit and vegetables has been supported by Ministry of Food Processing Industries. Ministry of Food Processing Industries has supported us 5 programs, and out of these 4 programs have already been launched. The other programs which have the other ministries which have supported the programs are Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Rural Development, Central Silk Board, and Agriculture and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority. Various programs have been supported by this. Now I will come particularly to this diploma program, because today we are discussing the orientation to the diploma in value added product from fruit and vegetables. Friends, the first objective is to develop human resource for post-harvest management of fruit and vegetables, primary processing of fruits and vegetables at the production center, the other that to develop the technicians for fruit and vegetable processing and ancillary industries. The second objective is to upgrade the technical proficiency of existing workers and lower level workers in the post-harvest management or processing of the fruit and vegetables. The third objective is to develop youth as young entrepreneurs for self-employment through post-harvest management and fruit and processing and associated activities. Then to facilitate good manufacturing practices and hygiene in the processing sector. So the objectives of this program is to develop technicians for the post-harvest management, processing, marketing of fruit and vegetables, and to develop entrepreneurs in these areas. And we anticipate that these trained manpower will maintain good manufacturing practices and hygiene in the food processing industry, which has become the necessity of today. So what are the features of this program? The features of this program is basically how do we procure the raw material, then how do we manage its post-harvest management so that the product has a good shelf life, How do we prepare different type of value added products? How do we prevent the losses of fresh and processed food products, their marketing and economical aspect, and managing small and medium enterprises. So these are the aspects which are covered into this program. As you know, the senior secondary pass outs are eligible for this program. BPP students, those students who have done the BPP, they can also enroll the program, and those who are 10th pass, they can simultaneously enroll for the BPP and the diploma program. The duration for the program is 1 year, but then you can complete the program in 4 years. That is, your validity for your this registration will be for the 4 years will be there. Now, what were the target groups? The target groups are horticulture farmers, food processors, skilled workers or technicians in the food processing industry, NGO functionaries, and the people, staff who are working in the food processing training centers, are like horticulturists, or even the post-harvest centers, rural educators. These are the basically target group. The next question which must be occurring in your mind, what is the scope of this program? Dear students, as you know, we are the second largest producers of the fruit and vegetables with production of around 168 million tons. Out of this, fruit production is around 55 million tons and vegetables is around 114 million tons. One of the advantages, the production cost is quite less. But then you see the paradox, the level of processing is very less. It is only 2.2%. It is in 1.4% in organized sector and 0.8% in unorganized sector. And this is also reflected our share in the global market, which is quite less, 1.7% for the vegetables and 0.5% in fruits. So you can see, out of 15% of world production, we are only trading about 1.7%. Similarly, in the fruit also, out of 15%, we are sharing about 0.5%. One of the reasons has been observed that the transportation cost is quite high for our traders, those who want to export the fruit and vegetables. So what is the scope? The many people have said that the second green revolution is going to come through fruit and vegetables or horticulture. That's why the government of India has established a national horticulture mission in the country. Simultaneously, the government is giving good amount of fund to the Ministry of Food Processing Industries for developing a large number of innovative schemes for the food processing industries and the entrepreneurs. As I mentioned, the National Horticulture Mission says the production of fruit and vegetable should be around 300 million tons by 2011 and 12. The Ministry of Food Processing Industry has said the value addition level has to be increased to 10%. And particularly for fruit and vegetables, it has to go up to 3% is there. Similarly, you can see in the global food trade, we have to cover the market up to 3%. So there is a good scope. Employment opportunities are going to be around 4 million for in this sector. This is the target. You can see for fruit and vegetables, we have to go level of processing is to be around 4%. And total value addition is to around 10%. So once we are going for the more procurement, more processing, the job opportunities, our enterprising activities are going to increase, and we assume that there will be a good scope for the people who are well trained into this program. So what are the employment opportunities? The employment opportunities are like, you can become, after completing this program, you can become procurement assistant, you can become fruits and vegetable grader, post-harvest technician, junior plant operator, quality control assistant, packaging supervisor, fruit and vegetable cold storage supervisor, transport supervisor, retail supervisor, marketing assistant or store assistant. Particularly the retail supervisor could be a good scope with lot of private industries coming into the picture. As I mentioned, you can also become self-entrepreneur in a form of procurer, trader and transporter of fruit and vegetables to many of the retail houses. You can become the food processor, you can become the retailer, also you can become the exporter of the fresh and processed fruit and vegetable products. Now I will cover what is in the program. This program consists of 8 courses. I think you have already received the program guide and you must be aware. So these are the programs are the courses. First is food fundamentals. Second course is principle of post-harvest management of fruit and vegetable. Third course is food chemistry and physiology. The next is food processing engineering 1, food microbiology, food processing engineering 2, food quality testing and evaluation, entrepreneurship and marketing. These are the 8 courses under the program. So to clear the program, you have to clear all these 8 courses are there. Now I will tell briefly you that what is there in the course 1. The course 1 consists of the 4 blocks. Block 1 is Introduction to Food Science and Technology. Block 2 is Characteristics of Edible Agriculture Products. Block 3 is Nutrition and Block 4 is Quality Aspects. And today in the following sessions we will be covering the Block 1 and 2. These are the, each block is further divided into 3 units or 4 units. Like to give you the example, in the first course, first block, there are 3 units: Introduction to Food Science, Food Processing Industries and Food Laws and Associated Bodies. And in second block, the Characteristics of Edible Agriculture Products, we have the 4 units. The first one is food grains, pulses and oilseeds, then fruits and vegetables, then dairy, poultry, meat, fisheries and marine products, and then last is commercial crop, spices, medicinal and aromatic plants are there. Similarly, you can see the block 3 is nutrition. So all the units, even covering the nutritional aspects and anti-nutritional factors, are covered under this blocks. And block 4 is on the quality aspects. So the units related to these blocks are covered. Now in this course, the practicals which the students will be attending, these are the list: equilibrium moisture content, bulk density, crude density, crude protein, total carbohydrates, free fatty acids. There will be around 8 to 10 practicals will be there. Now see what is the structure of course 2. Course 2 is on principle of post-harvest management of fruits and vegetables. I mean, so once you take the crop from the field, from the farm, how to take care of it. This subject has not been very strongly covered in our programs. So that's why we have covered this as a very special treatment we have given to this post-harvest management aspects. The block 1 is need and importance. Block 2 is post-harvest treatment. Block 3 is storage and marketing. And block 4 is processing and preservation. Now the block 1, need and importance. So all the units, it covers around 5 units, from starting from importance to the transportation of fresh produce and control of losses are covered under this course. Then in block 2, post-harvest treatments, like what type of treatments are there, like cleaning, selection, sorting, grading, packaging, and different treatments like pre-cooling, curing, those are covered under this. And block 3 covers the storage and marketing, that is the units related to it are factor storage life, storage structure and market information system. The block 4 covers the processing and preservation, and the units are minimal processing, processing by heat application, drying and dehydration of fruits and vegetables, freezing and chemical additives. Now see the practicals. The practicals which you will be handling will be assessment of post-harvest losses, demonstration of value addition, then solar drying, primary and minimal processing, then extraction and preservation of pulps and juices, preparation of whole tomato concentrate. These are the some of the practicals which have been enlisted. Now let us see course 3. Course 3 covers the food chemistry and physiology. It gives you the why part of the fruits and vegetable. Naturally, the first block is introduction, block 2 is the food constituents, block 3 is food physiology, and block 4 is food fermentation. The block 1 has the 2 units, an overview of food chemistry and an overview of food physiology. The block 2, the food constituents, covers all the food constituents. The units are structured so that it covers the carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, vitamins and minerals, and food additives. Then physiology block, it covers the ethyl inhibition, then physiological disorders are covered under the block 3. The block 4 is about the food fermentation. So starting from fermentation to technological aspects of alcoholic beverages and related products are covered under the food fermentation. Then we come to the food chemistry and physiology is practical. Under the practical components, the acidity and pH, moisture, reducing sugars, crude fiber and synthetic colors. So those practicals are covered under this. The next course is on the food processing and engineering 1. This has the 4 blocks. The first block is on food processing and engineering introduction. Then block 2 is about unit operations covering like milling, size reduction, material handling and transportation. Block 3 is about value added products from fruit and vegetables, and block 4 is plant layout, equipment and mechanization. In block 1, about the introduction, it has the 4 units. What is the unit operations, then about moisture contents, cleaning and grading and storage are covered in this. Then block 2, the unit operations are covered in detail like milling, size reduction, material handling and transportation. The block 3 is about the value added products from fruits and vegetables and covers juices, jams, pickles and the dehydrated products from fruits and vegetables. And block 4 is about plant layout, equipment and mechanization like site selection, equipment and machinery, plant sanitation and effluent treatment are covered under this. The list of the practicals which we will be covering are preparation of fruit beverages, preparation of fruit jam, pickles, tomato juice and different dried products, and even the repair and maintenance of machines will also be covered. Now let us see in the food microbiology. This is the course number 5 and it has the 4 blocks. The block 1 is about introduction, then controlling microorganisms, then food poisoning and safe chemical and microbial limits for different products. The introduction block covers the classification of microorganisms, what are the factors affecting their growth, what are the important yeast, molds and bacteria, and what are the spoilage associated with this. Then second blocks cover the controlling the microorganisms. So all the aspects related to controlling, that is thermal heat treatment, drying, what are the chemicals for controlling microorganisms are covered. Then food microbiology, it covers food poisoning, the foodborne diseases, infections are covered. And then what are the safe chemical and microbial limits for different food is the block 4 and it covers the 2 units, chemical and microbial aspects. Now, the practicals related to microbiology will be also undertaken, like preparation of media, microscopic staining techniques, aseptic culture techniques, and then how do you enumerate the bacteria by dilution and plating method. The course 6 is about food processing and engineering 2, and it has the 5 blocks. It is more of the industrial oriented is there. So first block is on food preservation by application of heat. Block 2 is food preservation through water removal. Block 3 is about food preservation through temperature reduction, atmospheric control, and then last 2 blocks. Block 4 is about product utilization, and last block is about food packaging. So in block 1 you can see all the aspects related to heat and mass transfer, canning has been covered. Then the drying aspects have been covered in block 2. Then food preservation through chilling and food irradiation is covered under the block 3. Particularly now the control and modified atmosphere storage is gaining very important. Similarly, what type of products you can prepare or byproducts which could be there, so that has been covered into this. And food packaging is the last block, covering the need and importance, different packaging materials and packaging machinery are covered under this. The practicals are like what is the blanching, what is scanning, what is the testing of flexible material, then preparation of fruit-based carbonated drinks are covered under this. The 7th course is on food quality testing and evaluation. It consists of 3 blocks. Quality is the first block, testing and evaluation is the block 2, and analytical instrumentation is the block 3. In quality, the units are definition and importance of quality, quality standardization, and food safety management. Block 2 is about testing, so physical methods, chemical method, and sensory analysis of food and beverages. Analytical instruments, the analytical instruments like pH meter, chromatography have been covered under this. The practicals covered are determination of ascorbic acids, of sodium chloride, benzoic acid, hardness of water. So all the practicals are covered under this. Then in entrepreneurship and marketing, there are 5 blocks. The first block is on entrepreneur and entrepreneurship. Second is about setting up an enterprise, planning for the enterprise. The 4th block is marketing management of the enterprise, assessing performance. As I mentioned, one of the objectives of this course is to prepare entrepreneur in this area. And so what are the entrepreneurial skills? So those are covered under the block 1. And how do we develop the entrepreneurial skills? Then second block is how do you set up an enterprise? Like how do you get the business idea? How do you make the market assessment? Is covered in the block 2. Then how do you arrange the different finance, material, what are the market components? That block is planning for the enterprise is covered under this. Marketing management, so different aspects like product consideration, setting the price, developing and management of distribution. So all those aspects are in the block 4. And in block 5 is assessing the performance, that how it has grown up your enterprise, what is the international scope. So these aspects are. So these are the 8 courses. And in the 8th course, the practicals are like preparation of bankable project report, preparation of the statements of production, raw material consumed, gross sales, working capital, taxation, preparation of balance sheet, then different guidelines for different statements preparation, different ratios, procedure for FPO licensing, those aspects are covered into this. So the students, this is the course detail about the 8 courses is there. Now this program equal weightage has been given to theory and practical. So 50% theory is to the theory component, and 50% theory is to the practical component is there. Now I will tell you something, that how to prepare for the things, what is the counseling component and other details. As I was mentioning, we have identified around 16 audio video programs. Out of this, 8 programs have been already prepared, and these are available with all the program study centers. So you can see some of the video programs related to this program. And we have around the study centers throughout the country. If you are transferred to some other place, then you can join at some other program study center. We have a program study center at Ludhiana, at Varanasi, at Agra, Lucknow, then Vivek Vihar, Delhi, Vellore, West Tripura, Uttarkashi, then Kerala Agriculture University, Palampur, then Jaipur, Guru Jambeshwar University, Hisar, Central Institute of Agriculture Engineering, Bhopal, Hebel, Bangalore, Tirupati, then Nagpur, Kolkata, Pantnagar. So these are the places, and the fifth one is again at Madhya Pradesh. So we have 25 program study center for this program throughout the country, and you can enroll to the nearest of the program study center which is suiting you. Let us see now, many of the people who are from the industry, they are watching, what we need from the industry for this program. Or if you are nominee from the industry, or if you are working, we want that industry should be partner in the delivery of the program. They should popularize this program. The same we expect from the program study centers also, that they should popularize, because they are catering to the regular students, but the students who are the rural youth, they can join this program. Similarly, they can advocate the program with the industry, having the semi-skilled worker or technician is there. In fact, we can tailor-made the programs according to the industry requirement is there. And you will be glad to know that National Horticulture Mission is reimbursing to the state horticulture missions if they are sponsoring their state functionaries or the entrepreneurs under this program. The National Horticulture Mission has already written to all the mission directors that they can sponsor the students under this program. So we are thankful to the National Horticulture Mission for sponsoring the students, and friends, those who are working in these areas, they can reimburse their fees is there. Next comes the examination pattern. What type of examination will we have? There will be one term and examination in December, and 80% weightage will be there for that. And then you have to attend to the assignments also. We call it as a continuous assessment. 20% weightage is given to the assignments. We have already, in the program guide, we have included the assignments which you have to prepare, and we have given the schedule. So our request will be that first set of assignments, please submit it to the program coordinators by 30th of April. These assignments are available on our website also. Then for practical, we have structured into two components, like term and guided experiments and unguided experiments. The weightage to the guided experiment is 70%, and weightage to the unguided experiments is 30% weightage is there. Friends, attendance in this program is compulsory. 75% attendance you must maintain in the practical counseling is there. And you will be allowed to take exam once you maintain the 75% attendance. So you must maintain. How much of counseling time will be taking? As per the university norms, the theory counseling is normally 10% of the credit load. So there will be around 20 sessions of theory will be there, of 2 hours and 30 minutes each. But as I mentioned, the practical weightage is quite substantial, because these people, those students, will become more like technician, more like entrepreneur, and they may have to do the work with their own hands. So there will be total 80 practical sessions. That is, we have structured them into 40 days. I think you all must have received the counseling schedule which has been prepared by your program study in charge. Out of this, 32 days will be for guided experiments and 8 days will be for the unguided experiments will be there. And for this, we pay to the program study in charge. I think those who are the counselors, they must be knowing the norms which we pay. And it is quite substantial is there. For theory, the counselors will get around rupees 300 for one session, and for practical, they will be getting rupees 400. The honorarium is reimbursed to the laboratory assistant, laboratory attendants, and the other payment norms are also there for consumables, for laboratory, for program in charge also. So this much of is given to the counselors and to the host institution. But then you must be wondering, what is counseling? Whether it is teaching? No. It is more of content-based teaching and then personalized counseling. What we say, it is more about informing you how to study, must be advising you that you are a good student, you don't feel lonely, and then counseling you. So what are the problems as you face, because you are not in contact with teacher, you are not in contact with your peer group is there. So it is a providing successful learning experience in form of contents, personal guidance is given to you. What is the role of the counselor? Actually, he becomes more like a contact point for the things. He will provide you the tuition in personal and distance. Whenever you call him, is there, he will respond to your queries is there. The basic objective of the counselor is to build the confidence into you. So my request to the counselors is there, so this is the objective, because distance learner, as we say, he is an enclave of the system. So you have to build the confidence into this is there. You have to convince him that the worries are not his worries. These are the common worries. You have to motivate and sustain his interest, and you have to guide him. In a brief, what we call them, an academic counselor is a man who is having the warmth, acceptance, genuineness and empathiness. So these are the characteristics of the counseling. But then what the counselor should be doing it, he will not be lecturing you, remember. He will be facilitating you so that you learn together. And my request to the counselors is that please encourage the group learning techniques. You ask the students to prepare one block and then you discuss the block in form of questions, in form of other things like debate, use the audio video material or your particular experience with the fruit and vegetable processing is there. And in practical, because normally it has been observed, students are not much interested in practical, particularly young. So you have to encourage them. And then you have to identify that what are their positive points, what are their negative, how the mistakes take place is there. So first aspect is the counselor himself should be very much familiar with the course objectives, course contents, and then the assessment scheme, what is the expectation from this, this is the required. The other point is, because the students are coming from very far away places and they must have taken the leave, the things should be ready-made available in the lab. I would say pre-lab preparation should be there so that the students doesn't find that their time is wasted. In the sense, you can ensure that the raw material, the pre-processing of the things, laboratory stuff, all those people are available before the students come. Like there is a water supply, electricity, similarly raw material is there, and if some conditioning is required, like if you are preparing the jam, the cutting of fruit, we can do it beforehand, until unless some special skills you want to show it to the students is there. So that it should be brief, it should be able to arouse the interest of the student. But then you must tell the student that they should make record into entry in the notebook, and each of the exercise will be examined. They will be given the grade that how do they handle the equipment, what is the aptitude into this. So you observe the students, guide him and correct him if it is. Like for instance, taking the temperature, whether he is taking the temperature properly or not, whether he is adding the different tests in the proper way or not. So these things are to be told to the students are there. Now the counselors are requested, so they should have the addresses of the students, their contact point, and then you can tell them about the change or what are the activities you are going to conduct in the lab. Then, as I was mentioning, there are two ways: guided experiments and unguided experiments. In the guided, this is the structure. How you will perform the practical, the 40% weightage will be given. How you will be reporting, 20%. There will be viva 20% and record will be 20% will be there. Similarly, for unguided practical, the 50% weightage is to your actual performance, then viva. So this is the breakup is there. So each practical will be given the marks. So friends, students, you should be very careful in attending all the practicals is there. Now, as a distance learner, what should be your own qualities? The qualities are: you should be yourself responsible, you should be motivated, you should have positive attitude, and you should set the goals. As I mentioned, the distance learners are like Eklavya. There will be no teacher to guide you, but you have to be yourself, be responsible, motivated, positive attitude, and set the goals. The more very important points for a distance learner is his time management skills, because you will not be able to get the time. You have to evolve the time, because if you are working, if you are fresh students and you are not attending the classes, then it is all fine. But otherwise, like if you are working as a technician, you are already entrepreneur, so you must plan your time. You must give your 15 hours a week. This is my request, that you try to cover at least one block in a week. Then that's why you will be able to complete all the courses. And when you go for the counseling, you can ask the questions to the counselor. And that's why we say that you have the SQ3R techniques, that you quickly read, question, recall and review, main themes and inferences, make the notes, read faster and understanding. That's why if you see the IGNOU study material, we have given the sufficient space so that you can write it, you can make the notes, you can underline the points is there. So these are the duties of the listener. So friends, we have covered an introduction to this, the first aspects of the diploma program. If there are some questions, you can ask me. The questions related to the counseling, related to the program are there. You can write to us. The phone numbers are 29533166, and then you can also send us the email to us. So to conclude, we welcome you to this program, and my request will be, please be in touch with the coordinator. They have already dispatched the counseling schedule, and you must ensure to attend the classes, as 75% attendance is must. Thank you very much, and in the next two sessions we will be covering the block 1 and block 2 of the course. Thank you very much.